Hey, what's good, Divine Masculines? What's good, fam? Hey, I'm just hopping on real quick, give y'all a quick update. I have not forgotten about y'all. I know a lot been going on. I haven't really posted a Divine Masculine update in a minute, but a lot been going on, a lot of processing, a lot of heavy energy been coming through. So, y'all, I'm jumping on real quick to show my DM some love. Hey, I know y'all been feeling this energy. It's been just crazy coming in different ways, evolving us, pushing us one way or the next. Um, let's see, tower moments, bringing down relationships that we thought would last forever. I mean, just all kind of things have just been transpiring. But the reason why it's been transpiring is because we have reached that point where we can now um, appreciate ourselves again. And as I say that, congratulations on finding the new you, finding the you again. Through every situation you've been through, you lost a piece of yourselves. Us men, we don't like to admit when we lose something or when we lose to somebody, but we lost a piece of ourselves. And I'm not just speaking of soul energy, I'm speaking of consciousness too. And even on a 3D level, we lost a lot of self-respect for ourselves when we looked in the mirror. And congratulations on finding that new you, finding that, rediscovering who you are and what you came here for, and why you smile every day, and why you get up, and why you take care of yourself. I mean, the Divine Masculine Collective is really coming into this understanding of value, of worth. We're still going through this transition. It's baby steps as we're going, but we are now in that degree where we are seeing the inner value. We are seeing and knowing who we are, and we're grasping onto it. We're not letting it go. So as we reach this time, we're looking more for spiritual relationships instead of physical relationships. We're looking for that not necessarily romantic. It can be, but in every area of our life, we're now looking for that direct spiritual plug-in. We're not looking for the gratification or the mental stimulation that just brings about another turn of the wheel, if you know what I mean. So I'm gonna pull a couple of cards for us to see where we at right now and where we're headed. Um, the big energy that's headed for the Divine Masculine Collective, well, for everybody, but really it's going to affect the Divine Masculine Collective a lot, is going to be the Pluto return energy. And I know everybody knows about this energy. If you don't, you better read up on it. The Pluto return energy is coming back, and of course Pluto return, of course, but it's coming back, and it's bringing that value of ourselves back. you know um have you ended all of your soul contracts? Have you, that karmic cycle that was over? This Pluto energy right now, the way that it's coming in, it's calling us to the mat, so to speak. It's asking us, um are we prepared, or are we ready to walk into the new paradigm? And if we're not ready to walk into that new paradigm, Pluto is saying, okay, we're gonna figure this out. So now it's time to take responsibility. In other words, it's time to, Pluto is saying, or this energy from Pluto is saying, are you ready to take responsibility for you, for your work, for your decisions, all of these things we've been doing, for your shadow, all of these um, institutions that were put here on earth to entrap our mind, these systems. Are you ready to rise above those systems? Are you ready to do it on your own, so to speak? You're never doing it on your own, but I mean, without a crutch, without a support, because the Divine Masculines are going to be asked to structure society and carry it in a way that it hasn't been asked to do that, or I should say, it hasn't been prepared to do that. So this is the preparation for that process of being able to restructure. So let me pull a couple of cards real quick. And like I said, as I said, I'm trying to make sure I got everything. Oh, bad. So I'm trying to make sure that I got everything. So yeah, see right there, Eight of Swords, being surrounded by all of these swords, that this self-imposed prison that we found ourselves in, that we put ourselves in. And now this energy is as such where we can just literally walk out. We could take the blindfold off and just walk right out, no issues, no problems. And what we were bound by, or what we think we were bound by, is no longer an issue. We find that it was just a loosely tied ribbon. I don't know if you can see that, but we find that it was just a loosely tied ribbon that we could have walked away at any time. So this right here, yeah, see that right there is letting me know right there that this self-imposed prison had us isolated from ourselves, but now we're coming back into that. We're coming back into that. We're falling back in love with who we are. That goes back to what I had said before, that we are now coming to the point where we value our inner being. We value our sanctity more than we value pleasure. We're at that point now. So with that being said, that Eight of Swords and that Lovers, another one just flew out. All right. There we go. Look at that. We're also Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. We're also valuing our creations. We're also valuing our creative instinct, our creative mind from within. So this is part of healing the shadow, because a lot of things that we receive internally or subconsciously, um, we don't really give the shadow credit for it. We isolate it and think that it's it's warring against us, and it's really not. It's actually the part of us that we had to um so to speak give up to come into this matrix. We did not just walk into this matrix willy-nilly. We had to give up something or put something up. And what we put up was a part of ourselves that we now know as the shadow. But anyway, I digress. Don't want to get into that. I'm gonna do a video on that, on the different matrices and things like that. But the power, there's just a powerful relationship with ourselves coming in. And this relationship that you're going to have with yourself is going to be so different than what you previously had. um and when I say that, I mean the value that you're going to see in yourself. Like, your ideas are going to hit you like a ton of bricks. Like, they're just gonna knock you over. Boom, you get these ideas, and instead of going, I don't know if I'm gonna do it or not, it might work out, I don't know. You you take that idea and you run with it. You know it's gonna work out. So that right there is exciting to know that we're going into that energy. Um, something that I'm just it's like something else that I picked up, that maybe I'll get it here in a minute. But let's go. Let's pull another card. So where's the divine masculine? We see the energy the divine masculine is in right now, because that's what we asked. What energy were we in? And we're in that Eight of Swords energy, where we are coming out of a self-imposed prison. We're figuring it out. We're realizing that we can manifest and be abundant, um, without having to feel trapped or locked in. That we can do this in freedom. So that's where we're at with that. All right. What 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 energy should the divine masculine be focusing on right now? What energy should the divine masculine be focusing on right now? Eight of Wands. See, that tells me so much. We should be focusing on the cosmic energy. We should be focusing on our place in this whole um, time matrix. In other words, we should be focusing on our soul purposes, what we came in for, what we originally brought to the table. I also see that as being returned, and that's being confirmed by my Ten of Swords here. The old, the death of the old, the incoming of the new. The death of the old, and the death of the old, the incoming of the new. So as we get that, 8 and 10, yeah, it gives me 9. So it brings me to an ending, a completion. So while we're going through this ending and completion and death of ourselves, we are being asked to to um to allow the divine, to allow that cosmic energy that is coming in to bring us to that new place, to allow the old person to die, the old value system that you had of who you were and the worth that you brought to this earth. Let that pass away, because I mean it was a lie anyway. It was fear, it was false. And if I have any divine feminines watch this, it's the same. It is the same energy that's playing inside of you. It's just playing outside, in the masculine, more than it is within you, because he's holding that physical frequency of it. But in no way does that lessen the way that the feminine feels it, because she may feel it more internal. It may express itself outside too, but it's more internal. So what is the advice moving into this energy right here? Temperance, patience. Look at that 14. I've been getting 14 and 144 so much these past 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. And heck, probably before that, but I really been paying attention to it, you know. And what that 14 energy is telling us is that we are now in a change of foundation. And this change of foundation is happening within first. So therefore we can carry it outside. So with yeah, I'm been drawn to the foot on the earth and the foot on the water. Like I said, we're being brought into this cosmic change, and we're being asked to be patient and allow source to do its job. Allow our ancestors to be our ancestors, and you be you. Like I think what I'm picking up is, in this Pluto energy, is really intrinsic. We really got to be focused on us and being truthful with ourselves, because as we go into this energy moving forward, we won't be able to make excuses about our frequency levels and why we're still attached to old time cycles. The old time cycles are going away. I mean, even now they're trying to drag the world back into a time cycle of fear. How desperate are they? But, you know, we've done this before. So now, divine masculines, we are being asked to stand up for our values. We're being asked to stand up in our truths and walk them out. So, you know, you're earth angels. You know, get your mind and your eyes off of the angels above, which are angles. But I won't get into that right now. Get your mind on, get your mindset, the mindset. In other words, in a movie, in a play, they have a set, and they design the set, they build the set. Who's the designer and builder of your set? The set in your mind, the mindset, where you play out all of the realities, all your imaginations. That's your mindset. So now it's time to renew that mindset, to bring it to a new paradigm, a new level of energy, of frequency, whichever way you. Yeah, there we go. And the result of that, right there, Wheel of Fortune. I love it. A new beginning, Wheel of Fortune. And yeah, there you go. Bottom of the deck, Chariot, moving forward. So I mean, you see what I'm saying? It's like literally aligned. It's aligned for us to walk into this new energy. Wheel of Fortune, there it is. It's aligned for us to walk into this new energy and to be prosperous, to know who we are, to know divine masculines, your earth angels, your angels. In other words, you're here to anchor in a angle of consciousness. And when you anchor that consciousness in, you bring strength and stability. So I won't make this too long, but it's already at 14 minutes. Woo! But anyway, just wanted to give some love to my DMs. I might be going live tonight, so y'all check me out on the Pivot Point reading. If not, that'll be posted a little bit later. I love you guys, and I thank y'all for being there, encouraging me. Love it. I love it. I love it. All right, you guys live in bliss and harmony. Bliss and harmony. Love you guys.